Look at all these breads I made. Hey guys, I had these grand plans of this video I was gonna film for you today, but I didn't understand the plans that my dude made with me yesterday, and so I kind of have to just get part of this video done and out. So there's a video for today, and then I guess the other half of the video I'll just use as tomorrow's video. Do you like this cup? I got a set of 2 of these at a garage sale a couple years ago, and I gave one to my sister and one to me, and sadly hers got broken. But I love that cup so much. I have tried, I think I figured out it's a Dillard's thing. I don't remember. Actually, Macy's maybe, set of dishes, and they have like they have this color scheme, they have white with just like the opposite, and they have a yellow one that's like yellow and navy, or white and yellow and navy, and they're so beautiful, and I just want a set of those dishes, but they are crazy expensive. Anyway, I just want to talk about a couple things. I was going to start the 75 hard today, and this is going to sound like an excuse, but like I said, I didn't understand our plans for today, so I just literally don't have time to start it today, so we will start it tomorrow. I had also considered not starting it today since it is Martin Luther King Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, or Equality Day, and the library is closed, and I wasn't going to be able to get in and get a book, but I have a solution for that. But before I get into 75 hard, and you'll have to excuse me because I only have, oh, I can't see my time. I've got my camera open on my watch. Like 20 minutes to do something, which I have to label the sourdough bread that I made, then get it out the door to get that delivered. So I just want to kind of talk to you while I'm doing that. So I'm going to be looking at my iPad here with my prompts, my laptop here, so that I can do my labeling. And hopefully I'm as good of a multitasker as I've always thought I could be. So first thing I want to read to you is actually something I found on Facebook, which just like makes me bleh, just to think about it. Oh shoot, I had it pulled up, but it didn't like to wait on me, I guess. I usually think these kinds of things are cringy, and I'm not into it, but this one actually kind of hit home in such a way, like it's just really kind of on board with everything that we have been talking about and stuff. And it kind of like puts some stuff into perspective with me and my pity party about losing my job. And yesterday I did pretty good for a good portion of the day, and then I literally cried over spilled milk because I had gotten a gallon of milk, and I put it in the back of my car, and my stand-up desk is in the back of my car still, and it knocked the gallon of milk and the jug of bleach that I had to the like hatchback of the boot of my car, and it sent them tumbling out, and the bleach was actually fine, but the milk, it exploded everywhere. And so then I had to go all the way back into town, because that was literally the 2 things, remember, on my list that I actually knew I needed. So then I just had a freaking breakdown about everything. But sorry for the sniffles. I actually think I might be getting an ear infection. I have to go to the stinking doctor. My favorite, you know. But today I feel better about things. I think it's because I was up really late last night, and I was really elevated in my mood because I don't know, because I have a touch of the crazy, basically. So, anyway, I knew that I was going to be elevated today, and I made a list. Most of the time, I haven't been lately. I know I was in a funk, like, I know that losing my job has reset my funkness, but it just makes everything scary. But I made a to-do list for today. I usually like to do that before I go to bed. And now I think I have to move several of those things to tomorrow, because we actually have things we have to get done this afternoon, because like I said, my dude's family is selling their family property, and I have an obligation, I guess, to help him and be there for him. And that's the right thing to do, even though that falls into me feeling like I don't have control over my own life. But that's my fault for not clarifying with him what his plans were. Anyway, there's this channel I like to watch on YouTube that's called Fenrir Canine Leaders, or something. he branched out and started several channels, and they're all within the same umbrella, and I don't remember exactly, but anyway, he's British, and he calls it waffling when he just talks and talks, and he gets his wife involved to control his waffling, and I'm like, I need her to come hang out with me in my videos. Can you tell the color I like? Okay, anyway, this post I saw on Facebook randomly. When I log into Facebook, I usually only log in for something for my business. And then I will scroll down like 1 to 2 posts just to kind of keep up and be supportive. You know, it's sad to say, but it's the game you've got to play a little bit. And also I do want to be supportive of my like actual friends on there and stuff. Blah, 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 all that to tell you that I saw this post, and it was like a repost of something that I would normally consider cringy. As soon as I get this page formatted and I hit the print button, I will read to you the post. Okay, she says, I did not write this, but I love it. I was in line for a ride at the airport. When a cab pulled up, the first thing I noticed was the taxi was polished to a bright shine. Smartly dressed in a white shirt, black tie, and freshly pressed black slacks, the cab driver jumped out and rounded the car to open the back passenger door for me. He handed me a laminated card and said, I'm Wasu, your driver. While I'm loading your bags in the trunk, I'd like you to read my mission statement. Taken aback, I read the card. It said Wasu's mission statement: to get my customers to their destination in the quickest, safest, and cheapest way possible in a friendly environment. This blew me away, especially when I noticed that the inside of the cab matched the outside, spotlessly clean. I lost my place. As he slid behind the wheel, Wasu said, would you like a cup of coffee? I have a thermos of regular and one of decaf. I said jokingly, no, I'd prefer a soft drink. Wasu smiled and said, no problem. I have a cooler up front with regular and Diet Coke. It's buttermilk. It's literally a buttermilk drink that Indian people like to drink in India, that was rude of me, but there's no way you can get me to drink flavored buttermilk. So back up, we'll start that paragraph over. Wasu smiled and said, no problem. I have a cooler up front with regular and Diet Coke, lassi, water, and orange juice. Almost stuttering, I said, I'll take a lassi since I have never had one before. Handing me my drink, Wasu said, if you'd like something to read, I have Good Housekeeping Magazine Reader's Digest, the Bible, and Travel Plus Leisure Magazine. Or Travel and Leisure Magazine? As they were pulling away, Wasu handed me another laminated card. These are the stations I get and the music they play, if you'd like to listen to the radio. As if that weren't enough, Wasu told me that he had a heater on and asked if the temperature was comfortable for me. Then he advised me of the best route to my destination for that time of day. He also let me know that he'd be happy to chat and tell me about some of the sites, or if I preferred, to leave me with my own thoughts. Tell me, Wasu, I was amazed and asked him, have you always served customers like this? Wasu smiled into the rearview mirror. No, not always. In fact, it's only been the last 2 years. My first 5 years driving, I spent most of my time complaining like all of the rest of the cabbies do. Then I heard about the power of choice one day. The power of choice is that you can be a duck or an eagle. If you get up in the morning expecting to have a bad day, you'll rarely disappoint yourself. Stop complaining. Don't be a duck, be an eagle. Ducks quack and complain, eagles soar above the crowd. That hit me right, said Wasu. He continued and said, it's about me. I was always quacking and complaining, so I decided to change my attitude and become an eagle. I looked around at the other cabs and their drivers. The cabs were dirty, the drivers were unfriendly, and the customers were unhappy. So I decided to make some changes. I put in a few at a time. When my customers responded well, I did more. I take it this paid off for you, I said. It sure has, Wasu replied. My first year as an eagle, I doubled my income from the previous year. This year, I will probably quadruple it. My customers call me for appointments on my cell phone or leave a message on it. Wasu made a different choice. He decided to stop quacking like ducks and soaring like eagles. Have an eagle life ahead. And it says adapted. I hope we all decide to soar like an eagle, not a quack. Start that over. I hope we all decide to soar like an eagle and not quack like a duck. I like that. It super resonates with me because I gotta say, I used to live my life with that mindset. I've never heard that specific story before, so it's not like I was thinking like I'm an eagle or whatever, but I definitely knew like I was responsible for making my own choices, and I was responsible for my own emotions. And I think it's been about since the time I moved back to my hometown when things like that started changing. And I'll tell you, and I'm not going to blame this on like a specific person or anything. I'm not going to blame it on a specific person or anything because it's 100% on me. I was definitely influenced by a specific person. It's my fault, but they were a heavy influence on me, and I have not cut them out of my life, but they are not around me nearly as much. I let them influence me into a negative mindset. This person is the literal most negative person I have ever met, and I spent most of my time with this person. And you know, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That is just the truth. And that is if you spend the most time with that person virtually or in physical proximity or whatever, because it's human nature, because it's a social construct, and we just do adapt to the people we are around. I had spent a lot of time and effort building myself into this positive person, and then I slowly got dragged down. And there was other outside factors and stuff, but it's still all my fault. But this person still to this day is just so negative, and so it's easy to get sucked into that. So I'm going to start choosing to have a better perspective. You know, like I said, I'm real, and I still am, and I'm allowed to be upset about the fact that I worked really hard to get my job to be a work from home position. I'm sorry, I have to keep an eye on time. But I do realize that that is rare, and not everybody gets to have that. I understand that that is a luxury, but it still is something that was like taken away from me beyond my control, I guess. But that happened, and it's over with, and there's nothing I can do about it. And even if we could say, like, you're in the wrong and we're in the right, and whatever, present a lawsuit or slam a pile of documentation or whatever it takes, I don't want to work for those people anymore. The parent company. My boss will always be special to me, but the parent company can get bent. So I'm not going to let them have control over my emotions anymore. That's all I'm getting to with that. So 75 hard. Let's switch modes real quick. So I signed up at his website the night before we were talking about this. His name's Andy Frisella, and I had linked his website in the video where I talked about 75 hard. So he sends an email every day. So the very first email has the list that I showed you. It's not the same one. I don't know where I got the one that I put in the video from, but it's the same. So it says follow a diet. This can be the diet of your choice, but it must be a structured plan designed with physical improvement in mind. You must complete 2 45-minute workouts. One of those must be outdoors. Absolutely no alcohol or cheat meals. Take a progress picture every single day. Drink 1 gallon of water. Read 10 pages of a book. Audiobooks do not count. 0 compromise, 0 substitution. You have until you go to sleep to complete the day. If you fail, you must start over on day 1. Remember, I know that sounds harsh, but this is a mental toughness challenge program thing for 75 days. So I'm setting myself up for failure if I try to start today. I recognize that, so we're starting tomorrow. I already have a plan. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do yoga outdoors and work with the dogs. And then indoors, I'll probably do 45 minutes on the elliptical or a combination of the elliptical and kettlebell workout because I have one that I really like. Follow a diet. I put a lot of thought into this, and I know I said I wanted to do keto, but you're not supposed to work out that hard with keto. So I have combined, and I'll talk about it in another video, a diet that I followed last year that is a cut diet for bodybuilders and keto. Sort of. We're going to keep keto principles, but we have to have carbohydrates because we're going to be working out, and we're not going to set ourselves up for failure. So I have the diet figured out. I have that's pretty loose on the workouts. As long as you're moving for 45 minutes, that's all he cares. I don't drink alcohol, so that's whatever. And cheat meals, I'll just have to get tough. I can take a picture every day. I've already been drinking a gallon of water every day. Now, when it comes to the book, here's what I want to show you. I thought the whole deal was it had to be a nonfiction book. It had to be from an entrepreneur. It doesn't say anything like that, but I'm gonna kind of put that in place for me, because let me tell you, I have a lot of fiction books. I also have the tendency to hoard books. So here's a book that I bought before it came out. I bought it on pre-order because this girl is probably my most inspirational person ever and my favorite person on YouTube. Her name is Jessica Sowards, and she has a channel called Roots and Refuge, and I watch her every single day, or mostly every day, because she doesn't post every day. It's just, she's a homesteader, so it just depends. But she wrote this book last year, or came out with it last year, wrote it the year before. The first time gardener growing vegetables, all the know-how and encouragement you need to grow and fall in love with your brand new food garden. So all I have done is crack it open and look at the pictures that I think she said these pictures she got professionally done, but she's working on another book right now and she took those pictures herself. But it's a beautiful book, and it's written like a book, not like a guide. So I thought, well, what a great excuse for me to read a book about something I'm interested in, and this is the time of year where I want to start getting pepped up for it. So there's that. But here's the caveat. There are 171 pages, so that's only 17 days. So if anybody has any suggestions of nonfiction books, leave them in the comments below so that I can take a look at those. Yeah. So I think I've covered everything that I want to talk about. It'll probably be a late upload again, because I don't know when I'm going to get back to the house and have the time. But I have got to slap some labels on this bread and get in the car. So I will talk to you later, guys. Bye. So I dropped my book.